And the show still continues. In the studio, I have Zita Benson. She is a former ambassador to Czech Republic. We also have Rabi Salifu, the Deputy Director of Communications for the NPP, and Nanaya Chimpim Janso as the General Secretary for the CPP. You are Hajia.
Hajia Rabi.
Like we really hold Hajia
Hajia Rabi Salifu and Mrs. Zita Benson. Let me give you your titles as you are due. But good morning to lawyer Eduzi Tamaklo. And he sent the party guidelines and says that there's nothing about photo album in our party guidelines, so we don't even know what we're talking about. But Zita, you wanted to respond on this.
Yes.
The DEC has also pulled out of it. They said they don't want to be involved in any issue to be cited for contempt.
Yes, I'll quickly respond to Rabiu's submissions. You know, Rabiu, when I spoke about the Doomsaw, said I had used the word hypocrisy and wasn't happy. But this is the same person who keeps using words that are not very flattery on the NDC. During the Doomsaw, I said hypocrisy. They labeled John Mahama as incompetent. That's worse than hypocrisy. But I will let it slide. So, my sister, when you are talking about NDC, please give us some. Mind your words, because I love my party very much, and I take those words. We allowed you guys to label the NDC incompetent and the state. I will not sit here and tolerate anyone call my party incompetent, when obviously you that said you had a man and you were ready to govern, we see the mess that you've put Ghana in. So if anyone is incompetent at this stage, it is this Nanado-led government. Now, you asked Rabiu a question about whether the MPP is behind all this. And I'll tell you why the MPP is behind this. Obviously, my sister said no, and I didn't expect her to say yes. Before Dufour decided to come and run for this election, come and run for this position, it was a very high-profile NPP person who announced it. For some reason, I'm not going to mention his name. Okay. But he's very, even in the MPP, before Nanado or any minister announces any program that the government is about to implement, he sits on Twitter and he announces it.
He's giving away the name
yes,
of the person
I'm not going to mention his name, but I'm telling you who he is. This person was the one who announced Dufour's candidature on Twitter before Dufour himself came to announce it. Yes. The second issue, last week or 2 weeks ago, it was Nana Obiri-Yeboah who came to announce that Dufour will be taking us to court. Yes. So the signs are there. When Dufour went to court and filed the writ, do you know who first posted it?
Who?
A foot soldier from the Flagstaff House on Facebook. He posted it. It's there. He posted it. If you go to his page, it's there. I'm not going to mention his name too. So the MPP is behind it, pushing him. And, you know, these to bring confusion amongst the party, because obviously they know that the NDC is the biggest opposition party and we are a force to reckon with. And they know that people are yearning for John Mahama because of all the infrastructure he put in place within 4 years and all the mess they've created. They know people are saying that, oh, come back and help us restructure the mess that these people have put us in. I'm not done.
I'm just asking a question as you said this, because why would he allow himself to be pushed by the MPP, especially knowing that
Dufour was my colleague?
He had some of his businesses also closed down due to the financial sector.
Well, I don't know what arrangement. I don't know what arrangement Dufour has with government. That listen, if you go and do this for us, maybe I don't know. I'm just assuming.
Okay, maybe so this is an assumption.
Yeah, I'm just assuming that there's an arrangement that go do this for us. You know, break the front of the party and we'll give whatever licenses we took. I'm just assuming, but I'm not sure. Anyway. Rabiu says he's worried about us. I would say worry about yourself and your party, because you are also about to go for presidential elections. Your fire is about to explode. So worry about yourself. Now, she also spoke about the mess that we find ourselves in. Maybe she's very young, so she doesn't remember. But I'll remind her. Maybe she'll remember. When they were in opposition, before 2016, the MPP went through a lot of troubles.
Oh, never again.
Yes. So you went through your own troubles. We are also facing our own troubles now. It doesn't mean that the party is about to drown or about to be swallowed or about to be sunken. Look, at least we haven't poured acid on anyone's face or bent them with acid. Afoko died. Afoko, please, Rabi, when you were talking, I kept quiet. Sorry, what's his name?
He had his case recently.
Yes, Mohammed, Rabi, can you Mohammed Mahama or something? They poured acid on him and he died. That man lost he lost his life.
They destroyed their general secretary.
Yes. And Afoko was sacked, Sami Crab was sacked. They went through turbulent times. So this is just Bella, this is just a court case. And we live in a civilized society. Well, we were expecting that they would use internal mechanisms. They didn't use internal mechanisms. They decided to go to court. We have very competent lawyers who are handling it. I don't see it as a mess. At least we didn't use acid on anyone. We didn't go killing people and beating people up because we wanted power so badly and we thought those people were standing in the way of power. No. We will go to court. We'll use legitimate means, legal processes, to ensure that there's understanding amongst the rank and file of everyone.
What if the injunction is granted?
If the injunction is granted, we'll respect the wishes of the court and do what the court will give orders, and we'll do as the court asks us to do. Okay. Now, she also said the EC has pulled out. That is where I will use the word hypocrisy again. That is where the hypocrisy of the EC, who is happily waiting to do this, comes in. Yes. Let me tell you.
Waiting to do this?
Let me tell you.
How? Okay.
Bella, let me tell you. During the registration, during the 2020 registration, when the EC wanted to go and register SS students, one lawyer, Daniel Ametepe, filed a writ. David filed a writ against the EC that they shouldn't go ahead to register those people. The EC said they were going to go ahead. They went ahead, even though the writ had been filed. They didn't wait for the court. They didn't wait for the court to grant the injunction. They went ahead and did it. They said it was just a filing, and until the court hears it, they don't care. They went ahead. This is just a filing. And even before we could say Jack, the EC has come out to say that, once we've received the notice of injunction, we are not going to...
But they met your party yesterday and they had a conversation.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
The same thing that the EC did with regards to the 2020 election. When Daniel Ametepe filed that thing... David and Ametepe filed the notice of injunction. They went ahead and they ignored the notice of injunction and still went ahead and did the registration. But with this, before we met them, they had already issued... They issued 2 letters yesterday. Am I wrong? They issued 2 letters that, we've received the notice, and until the court determines it, we are not going to, even before we met them.
But
the same EC that...
But they have a right to back out, because when you look at the Political Parties Act, it says that they are only mandated when it's a regional election for the party. But presidential elections, they are not necessarily needed there.
Facilitators.
Yes.
So really, if they say that we don't want to be involved in this because we don't want to be cited for contempt, they are not wrong.
I agree. And I'm saying, what I'm saying is, I'm just drawing your attention. I'm just drawing an analogy between what they did in 2020 and what is happening right now. We don't have a problem. We've gone to court. The date was 15th May. We've brought it back to 11th May, which is tomorrow. And this issue will be resolved. No,
I think 12 May will be 12 tomorrow,
May.
Yes.
No matter what, the election will come on. No matter what. I'm not saying tomorrow. If it doesn't come on Saturday, no matter what. No, look, they say a blow that is inevitably yours, earlier encountered. What? It saves you from. So look, you can go and file 100 injunctions. No matter what, this primaries would come on some way, somehow. We would hold it and we would elect a flag bearer for the NDC. My fear is that, listen, as a party, we need to be united. Yeah. And I will call on all party people to be united in this. Don't hate anyone. People think that they are fighting for what is rightfully theirs. So don't hate anyone. Let's be united. Let's be focused and wait for what the court will come out to say tomorrow. If the court says that, listen, you guys should go and correct whatever and come back, fair enough. We will do it and fix a date and do it again. But no matter what, the election will come on. There will be a winner and there will be a loser.
A senior member of Dr. Dufour's team yesterday spoke, and he said that they got a call that there was going to be a meeting. However, they didn't get all the details with regards to the time for the meeting and all that before they realized the meeting had been held without them. And so if they look at things like that, then they don't see how this faction wants to even unify members within the party.
Bella, you said they got a call, but they didn't get information on dates.
Well, they said that they were told that they'll call them back with further details.
No,
nobody called, and the meeting was held.
Everybody is an adult. We are all adults. So if someone calls you and they say, oh, there's going to be a meeting, if the person neglects to tell you the time and date and venue, it's up to you also, who is interested in that meeting, to say that, okay, you are saying there's a meeting tomorrow. What time? Yesterday when I was told I was coming, I texted, I have it here. I said, what time does the program start? Because I wasn't given any time and I hadn't received the flyer and everything. I wanted to be prepared. I texted the guy who called me, Malik, and I said, Malik, I don't know details of the program I'm attending. Give me details. So if you think that somebody called you and you didn't get details, nobody's going to baby you. Don't sit down like a baby and wait for information to come. You can also follow up. We are all adults.
Nanaya, do you see unity coming within this party? Looking not only at what is happening now, but all the issues that have occurred within the NPP, even in the last couple of years.
NDC or NPP?
NDC, pardon me, NDC.
Well, of course, it's a political party. If nobody has an ulterior motive, I mean, for what has happened, but just to say, as they are saying, to let the right thing be done, why shouldn't there be unity? This is a family. And if somebody has something else in their mind to do, that one we cannot tell. But as it stands, even the MPP after, 2016, when they went through their crisis, they unfortunately won power in the country. So, these things you cannot predict. Because the democracy in this country must grow. We don't want divisions within and without. At the end of the day, we are all one. So I don't think that they should break up. Maybe somebody's wish, but I don't think they should break up the party. I also want to say something about all this business of load shed. You see, when the corporate communication...
Oh, you're going back to load shedding?
Yes, I want to talk about it briefly.
Okay.
When the corporate communications person was speaking, she was explaining what was going on. But Bella, when it comes to load shedding, I'm the one sitting here. I know load shedding more than anybody else. Because I worked in it, I stayed in it, and I defended it. Explained it, not defended it, explained it. Do you get me? But at the time that I explained it, they said that what I was saying was untrue. Why is it that today, when the thing is staring in our face, we should, agree to what somebody else is saying?
Okay. Noted.
Yes, exactly so.
Bella.
Hajia, we don't have time, so we'll have to wrap up with this one. But yes, speak to us.
You see, NDC is known and always on constant exhibition of their intolerance. Talking about acid and all that. Before we started this session, Johnny played a clip of a journalist that was attacked. I speak Dagbani. If I grew up in Tamale, and I can quote word by word what the gentleman was. So look, many people do not know that the gentleman who took the guy to go and attack the journalist in studio, in fact, is a member of the regional communications team for the NPP and also contested the regional communications director slot for the NPP. He's a very regular, I do sit with him when I used to sit with him a lot. I'm just saying this because, look, the unfortunate happenings will forever be associated with every political party. In our case, we even have the interior minister, in most cases, come out to talk to our youth, party people that, look, if you call yourself invisible forces, or you say you are this volunteer group, and go to attack someone unlawfully, the law will take you up. This is what my party has done. And it is evident we can go into the archives and fetch it. Fast forward. My point is clear. They have lost it. Dufour is seeking to get the right things done. It's their constant practice of not organizing their internal and external elections properly. They should get back, sit on the drawing board, get things done. Mabe, umpuru so kamza. Mutane NDC nga kariya suke muna.
We don't understand.
I
need to.
She would explain.
I am just summarizing. Kar ku bar mu bi da zancen su. Kun ga abin da suke ma juna. Yinya ban nan ta biyar Haruna Idrisu Sham.
I'm wondering what's going on.
What I am basically saying is that the NDC isn't a party that is that focused. And for them to even kill
Wait, how are they not focused with regards to what we're discussing?
We allow you to continue to engage
all that is happening.
Unless we don't pour acid on people.
Of course, yes, that is your position.
Yes,
I am making
we are not
my
violent
point.
like you.
What I am saying is clearly the point that Bella, that we are of course.
I decide. Don't worry, let her land.
Of course, yes. So I'm glad you decided.
Please land.
So Bella,
I didn't take your time.
So Bella, no, you chose to land. You even spoke at length and chose
Please
to
let her land so that we can go.
She spoke lengthy and chose
Please
to
land
land
on your point.
So my point is, look, of course they're taking all the time. You see, they're taking all the time. Are they not Ghanaians?
Hajia, please land for me. Don't worry.
So in reality,
drown the noise and just speak.
The reality is that we are more organized. We are ready for election 2024. We expect an opposition that will be more serious.
So you have to continue
we
the
expect
stealing.
an opposition that will come on the same page with us. We expect an opposition that will come with alternatives to help us resolve issues.
Are you sure you want to sound this confident? Because your election is yet to hold, though. Your presidential
we
election
are
is
doing
yet to hold.
just fine.
Don't worry, their time will
we
come.
are doing very fine.
Okay.
What I am saying is that we are ready. They should bring it on with decency.
Bella, you
they should bring it on a very organized mode.
I know.
They should bring it on. They should bring it on.
We'll see how it goes when it's time for them.
You know the kingmaker.
We'll see how it goes. Anyway.
They can wish us bad.
Anyway.
But the reality is that we will do the right
Dexter, let me just read this question. This statement from Dr. Clement Park. And because there are women here, I just want them to comment on this briefly. So if you can just give me 5 minutes. So Dr. Clement Park says, Bella, and all that is happening, we seem to have forgotten that school feeding caterers are still on strike.
That's true.
Consequently, over 3 million pupils are not being fed under the school feeding program. This situation is affecting attendance. The purpose of the program is not only to increase enrollment, but to enhance retention. Even before the strike by the caterers, due to government's failure to pay arrears and to increase the feeding fee per child from 97 pesos to 3 cedis 50 pesos, the public schools were and are still struggling to function due to arrears and capitation grants, lack of textbooks, and in many cases, lack of furniture. We can't forget that the most vulnerable in society, children, and also the future of this nation are in dire need of our advocacy. That's from Dr. Clement Park, MP for Busa South. He's also the Deputy Ranking Member on Education Committee in Parliament. Just 1 minute each for my guests to speak on this, if they may, and then we can wrap up.
With the school feeding, I mean, it's sad. When I see the food that is fed those children,
99
I get 97 cents can't even buy salt. Pesos, it can't even buy salt. So how do you expect to feed a child on 97 cents? No wonder, sorry, pesos. I've said cents because
yeah, you say.
You know. So how do you expect to feed a child on 97 pesos? It's insane. And to top it all, the caterers haven't been paid. I saw a video where they tried to meet the Ashanti regional minister and talk to him and have a dialogue and everything. And the man was very rude. He didn't even have the child. He was standing upstairs and was shouting at them. These are the same people who voted for you to come to power. So if they have a problem, you need to listen to them and try and solve it. So as for 97 pesos, I don't think anyone in Ghana can use 97 pesos to feed their child.
You can't even buy a sachet of water.
No, it can't. It can't even buy salt. Can it buy salt? How much is a packet of salt?
Of water.
So, the
sachet
government needs to look at
now.
it. If we want to feed our children, if we want to continue the program, then we need to look at it and give them healthy food.
Okay.
I remember this government said they were going to give children one chocolate per day or
a chocolate drink.
A chocolate drink per day.
A cup of
I don't know what happened to
day.
it. Maybe it's one of the rhetorics that
it hasn't happened actually. Yeah,
it
hasn't happened.
One of their usual promises that never happened.
I mean, you see, this Dr. Kwabinet before thing is just a digression from the bread and butter issues.
Yes.
And that is why I thought that today we should even focus on things that affect us as a nation. Because for me, the news is tomorrow what happens in the courts.
Yes.
This one we have already spoken about. It's just a digression, you see, and it is a good digression for the MPP, a net to cover all the issues that we are going through. But you see through a net, when a net covers something, you see what is underneath. Because I am surprised that 97 pesos for a meal for a child. A child at that age needs nutrition to develop. So if you cannot do it, just let us parents give them food to go to school. Nobody is forcing you to do what you are unable to do. Today you cannot even buy fuel to generate electricity, which is going to affect industry. There's also the issue of their figures. They throw figures around, it does not support reality. I was surprised when the government statistician was saying that inflation has gone down to 42%, but prices of goods and services has gone up by 2.4%. I mean, it didn't make sense to me. Because the reality on the ground is really different from. And what even sometimes is upsetting is the fact that they have this this attitude of, oh, it will be fine, oh, we'll fix it, oh, there's nothing wrong. No, you needn't cover up. If there is a problem, let us know there is a problem, so that we as a nation will come together and see what solution can be proffered for whatever problems that are facing us.
Hajia, why are you still allowing caterers to be on strike? They're asking for something very basic, as increasing the school feeding
if you are making efforts,
amount.
There is certainly nothing wrong with you giving reassurance. We are working on it. It is work in progress. A lot is being done. You know, the issue of giving premature information brings about a lot of confusion. So what I know is that from where I sit, they would certainly be relieved.
Okay.
The kids are going to be very fine. Ours is a government that is listening. Ours is a government that listens and go back to the drawing board to resolve issues. We still take it to the NDC and everyone that, look, we are open to constructive criticisms. We are not just willing to have an opposition or a citizenry that will sit and watch things go not their way.
Okay.
So we are willing to talk with them. We are putting on several efforts to correct all this. And certainly, we will be fine as a country. You remember when the inflation hikes days, people actually capitalized on the situation and were given all manner of speculations and projections. God being so wonderful and the effort the government was putting in place, we got vindicated.
In what way?
In a way where the crash that they were projecting, in a way when people said in the next 2-3 weeks, Ghana is not going to be the same. We never saw that.
But Ghana is not the same at the moment.
Of course, not to the extent.
Ghana is in a very terrible position.
Not to the extent of their projection. Not to the
but
extent of
things are really difficult. Have you listened to the layman on the street?
Don't say what I haven't said in my mouth. What I am saying is that it hasn't been as worse as they were projecting. Honestly, yes. Look, this country hasn't come to a break. We had countries that couldn't even fuel their citizenry. We have countries that got worse. I'm not doing this kind of comparison. Just
okay.
What I am saying is that we are certainly sure. We are sure that we will be fine as a country because we have done it, we are doing it, and we will do it.
We hope so, honestly, because Ghanaians are really suffering. I am suffering. Everybody is suffering.
We are fine and we will be better.
No, we are not fine. We are not fine. And I think that as government, you should admit it, that we are not fine. Things are tough.
We will be better than this.
All right. Well, you said things will be better.
We will be better than this.
We want to trust you to an extent that you will fix it.
We certainly will be better than this.
Okay. Well, I want to say Happy Mother's Day in advance to all three of you. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. We really appreciate you. Especially women in politics. I know it's not an easy terrain. So for you to still stay there and stay relevant and fight with all your might, it's not easy, but keep it up. And God bless you all. All right. So, Madam, Mrs. Zita Benson, former ambassador to the Czech Republic, and also Nanaya Achimpim Jantwa. She is the General Secretary for the CPP, and Hajia Rabi Salifu is the Deputy Director of Communications for the NPP. Thank you so much again. Thank you. And we have a special interview with Stonebwoy. Initially, he had said that looking at the work he had put into his craft, he was sure he was winning Artist of the Year. That didn't happen. But he has a new album as well, Fifth Dimension, which made it onto the Billboard Reggae Dancehall charts at #8. We'll talk about all that and more right here on TV3 New Day. Don't go anywhere.
But this boy